And hello, welcome to our first episode of TechPad. My name is Jackson Staats, and this is my co-host, Blaze Smith.
Hello, and today we are going to be covering Windows 11, why it matters and why you should care.
Okay, well, without further ado, what is Windows 11?
So Windows 11 is, it kind of goes back on first whether it's a version or an update of Windows 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to say update.
Okay, up for debate. We'll debate that in a second.
Debate that.
Continue.
Yeah. So it's an update of Windows 10 where they drastically changed quite a lot of the interface.
Oh, yeah, definitely. From what I've seen, they've changed the interface quite a bit in Windows 11 in this update. I guess we should talk about that. Is it an update or a new version of Windows? What do you say, Blaze? Update, new version?
Well, I think it really depends on if it's just interface. I think it's more of an update.
And I would call it an update as well, but the thing is that Microsoft is releasing it as its own separate version, like as opposed to your regular, update on Microsoft. Like when you go into the settings and you hit update, and it downloads and installs an update, and Windows does the weird restart thing. Ugh, I hate Windows sometimes, just for that reason. But this time it's more like you have to kind of opt in. It's definitely a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's taking kind of a Mac OS kind of vibe.
It is.
Like, you know how every year Mac OS re-releases their operating system. Essentially, they call it something different, but they make some major changes to it. Like, from, Catalina to Big Sur was a pretty big change in the UI. They did change a couple of things, like they optimized it for M1, but the big thing for me, at least when I first installed it on my Mac, was just the interface.
The interface.
There's a lot of controversy over that. Maybe we should discuss that in a future episode of TechPad. But I think if you were to ask me, I'd say that they changed the interface to be more, touch friendly. Like maybe touchscreen MacBooks are coming. Who knows? But from what I understand, that's where Microsoft was going. They made it more touch friendly because they have actual laptops that require touch. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of things did they change in the UI?
They're trying to make it more so it's easier to be creative and create things.
Yeah.
Make it more sleek and
yeah. So they improved productivity essentially.
Productivity,
yeah,
yes.
Productivity.
That was the major changes to the interface, and they made it look pretty similar to the Big Sur interface.
Oh, yeah. So a modern vibe, modern like Big Sur vibe. I guess really, it almost seems like Microsoft is trying to mimic Big Sur in a way, because they moved the taskbar. They force it to be on the bottom. I know some people like to move it to the sides or at the top.
Yeah.
And those people are weird, but now it's forced to be at the bottom, and they've kind of
they centered it.
They centered it. Yeah, they centered it, and it's honestly, I think it looks good. I think they call it like glass kind of feel to it.
It looks a lot less blocky and
they rounded out the edges of of Windows a little bit. Like Mac OS kind of. Like, it really does seem like they're mimicking Mac OS here, doesn't it? But it feels a lot different. But all of this stuff is all the stuff we talked about so far is very surface level, very user interface. Have they changed anything in the background?
They've changed. They have changed a few things.
Yeah.
Like the Microsoft Store, for example.
That's actually a great example.
If we go to that.
Great example. Well, tell me a little bit more about the ways they've changed the store up.
So they are making it so that they're trying to make it so Android apps are compatible on your computer, without having to run any third party.
So the idea is they're once again taking a kind of Mac-like approach to this.
Yeah.
Because in Mac, you now have the split system. You have Intel on one side and ARM, what they call Apple Silicon, on the other side. And so they have to make apps. So that allows them essentially to take their ARM apps that have been developed for iPhone and iPad and allow them to be run natively on a laptop, which is pretty cool. But it's my understanding that Windows is trying to do this as well for Android devices. I'm sorry, Android developed apps.
Yeah.
So can you just download and install?
They're trying to make most of them so that it's just download and install, and you can use them on your computer.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess it's cool, but did anybody ask? I mean, would you use that sort of thing? I mean, it's kind of cool, but I don't really know how to. I don't know if it's really something that we need.
I think that it depends really what you want out of your PC and Windows. Personally, I believe most people don't really care for having Android apps on PC.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're not playing Android developed apps on PC.
It'll definitely, if it does one thing, I'd say it probably does make the Microsoft Store a little bit less like a ghost, like a graveyard, like a ghost town. Because if you go, assuming you don't have Windows 11, if you go into the Microsoft Store, it is pretty bare. You can get some things.
There's only a few games that are actually highly rated or widely used.
Yeah, widely used. I mean, I guess you can download the Microsoft Office collection of things, but really that's about all you can say about it. Is now, however, I have gone to they have this new thing called Xbox Game Pass for PC. I don't know if I'm getting that name right, but it's only like a couple of dollars a month, and so I went and I tried it out. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of games that I actually would play, like some real good titles.
Yeah.
So far, the only one I've downloaded is Snow Runner, which is an awesome, kind of off-roady transport game. I'm having a lot of fun, and it'd take me months to pay off the game with the rate I'm paying the monthly fee for Xbox Game Pass. So speaking of which, I feel like that's something they updated in Windows. Did you hear anything about that? About the game change, the gearing Windows 11 a little bit more towards gaming?
They have talked a little bit about that, making it more so that the performance of the games are higher. I'm not sure how that would affect games that aren't on the Xbox Companion or Microsoft Store. Mm-hmm. So I think it might be only for games specifically there.
Yeah, I did see one improvement. I don't remember where I saw this from. It might have even been from their announcement, but they're integrating support. I don't know. It's on a game-by-game basis, but they have support for it in Windows through their DirectX, whatever. I think it's through DirectX, to allow the GPU to, the graphics card, to effectively pull information straight from other devices like a hard drive or your game drive on your PC without having to go through the CPU.
Oh.
Like bypass the CPU in its entirety and just access the drive. Now, that is yet to be determined if that is actually, would increase the speed, the loading times of scenes and games. But I thought that was pretty cool. At least they're trying.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't see that.
At least they're trying.
Yeah.
I mean, so I feel like they are. I think they're re-engineering. Now, don't quote me on this. I'm almost 100% sure, but I'm not 100%. It's like 99% sure that they are revamping, in addition to the Microsoft Store, they're revamping the like Game Bar, Xbox Game Bar kind of PC, Xbox Game Pass for PC. So they're going to try to push that a little heavier. Also, Microsoft Flight Simulator is available
That's also
That's a big
Game Pass, through the Game Pass.
through the Game Pass. That makes it worth it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, gaming's great, but only a lot of people use Windows for productivity.
Yes.
Have they made any productivity
So
changes?
the Microsoft Office,
Yeah.
which use, I currently don't use Microsoft Office that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I use it all the time. I guess we wrote our intro script on
Google Docs.
Google Docs.
Google
Well,
Docs.
I thought,
Not,
anyways.
not Word. But they are making changes to the interface through those apps.
Really?
So they're trying to make them more intuitive
Yeah.
for people to use.
That reminds me. A productivity that they pushed kind of hard was the ability to snap windows.
They did add that.
Now,
Yes.
now there was an interesting quote from there. They pulled, I think they said something like nobody has done before. You know, like
Yeah.
this is completely new, absolutely awesome feature. Now it is awesome. I would use it all the time, but hello, I mean Linux exists. I mean,
Yeah.
they've supported that for a long time. I mean, I guess you could say that for a lot of things about, you know, oh, my monitor just died.
Snap
Interesting.
Screen.
I mean, they've had that for forever, effectively. But that's pretty cool in my
Yeah.
opinion. I mean, I would use that all the time. I wish Mac had that. It's almost enough for me to just use PC all the time.
Use PC.
Besides gaming. I mean, I use PCs for gaming all the time, but it just kind of sucks having to, on Mac OS, you have to either buy an app or manually resize your windows.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain.
It is a pain on Windows 10 as well.
Yeah, I mean, at least Windows 10 has the corner, like you can put it into quarters and
Quarters, yeah. It's a little better, but it's still,
better.
it can improved upon.
So, if I remember correctly, I was reading through stuff about Windows 11, and I read somewhere that there are special requirements, new hardware requirements for installing
Yes.
Windows 11.
There are new system requirements. So some of the new system requirements are that, well, they are trying to make Windows 11 more compatible with older CPUs.
Yeah.
But for now, the system requirements that are out is that we'll start with the top, CPU.
Yeah.
So for the CPU, you need at least 1 gigahertz.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Gigahertz.
1 gigahertz. Yeah.
2-core and 64-bit compatibility processor.
Yeah, like
Compatible processor.
like
everything.
everything.
The graphics card.
It needs
I think
one.
I read something. It
Well,
needs one.
The official requirements said it needs to
Needs
exist.
a GPU
Yeah.
somewhere there. Then it needs to be DirectX 12 or Direct 12X.
Does it? I feel
I
like
saw that there.
DirectX 12, is it DirectX 11?
It's
Oh,
a
maybe we need
12.
to Google. Maybe we need to figure that out.
Figure that out.
Nope, I don't have the source. Oh well,
No.
we'll figure it out. So you can Google it too, of course.
Yes.
Um,
They have a whole list of the requirements.
but what interested me was the 4 gigs of RAM minimum.
Yes, that's
I mean, I guess it shouldn't surprise me that much. I would consider 4 gigs the absolute minimum. But I mean, Windows still can run on Windows 10 can run on like 2 gigs, and it
Yeah.
runs. I mean, it runs okay, I guess, but
so. This is a jump.
Yeah.
Quite a jump.
yeah. And they also have added requirements for a special chip, the trusted platform
Yes.
chip that's
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
required to install Windows. And they've also added your motherboard BIOS has to support Secure Boot, which I guess is good for security reasons. But I mean, if you have an older computer, I mean that might leave you high and dry.
Yeah, you'd have to stick with Windows 10.
So I guess that's a great segue to our next talking point. Are they going to support Windows 10 after this?
Yes. So they are going to support Windows 10 after this. They say they're going to support it
Words
until
are hard.
yes, 2025.
2025.
Yes. So it should give you enough time to upgrade your PC.
Yeah, and for those late adopters, I am a late adopter myself because, I do real work on a computer. I'm the media manager here for Longmont Public Media. I mean, we have to have computers that are reliable. Now, we're using Windows, so I don't know if it's actually that reliable because we've had a couple issues in the past with Windows not working. I mean, Windows works great. It works all the way up until when you really need it to work, and then it doesn't update or something.
It doesn't.
It shuts down. I hope they make it more reliable, because in the past they've sort of been on a trend. Like good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Windows 7, good. Like Windows 8, that was terrible. Windows 10, good. So hopefully the next sequence,
it's good.
Looking past, I mean, you can say this. I mean, like Windows NT, for example. But I mean, hopefully they can break the sequence and do a good Windows 11
as well.
Yeah. Hopefully it's good. Because
Windows 11
is bad.
Yeah, it's getting me excited just with the interface.
Yeah, I mean, but they're hyping a lot of people up, and it'd be quite sad. I'd be disappointed myself if Windows 11 didn't make it out on top. So I guess that brings us to who really should be thinking about upgrading. Should you upgrade to Windows 10? Oh, sorry, not Windows 10. Windows 11. I'm so used to saying Windows 10. It's been the standard forever.
I mean, you can always try it out. I believe I stated before that there's a 10-day period.
Yeah.
If it's your personal computer, I'm not sure if you should upgrade. If it's for like a full business, you might want to wait and wait for them to get a lot of the bugs out of the way, because bugs are pretty much inevitable with a new OS.
Yeah. Longmont Public Media, I think, represents a pretty good array of people, like use cases for Windows. We have our Channel 8 server runs off of Windows. It runs Cablecast, and it runs Cablecast on a Windows platform. So somebody that's probably running a Windows server, I'd probably stay away.
Yeah, stay away for now.
I would stay away from upgrading if you have a Windows-based server, because upgrading OS versions on your server does not seem fun. I would like to personally see how well it handles software that hasn't been optimized for Windows 11, or I don't know if it has to be optimized at all. I mean, does new software have to be optimized for Windows 11? Or sorry, old software.
I haven't seen that anything needs to be optimized.
Okay, well,
per se.
Maybe it'll be able to run. I'd still stay away, because upgrading Windows, I'd stay away from any Windows updates. If it works, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. I mean,
don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. For a home user, like just somebody, like a student, like a college student, like me when I'm in high school, I don't see what the issue is. I mean,
you might want to back up your files just in case, but
I mean that's good advice.
For
anyways.
anything.
You should be backing up your files, but with the productivity enhancements, the snapping, responsiveness enhancements, I would say if you're just doing web browsing and doing that sort of thing, that's fine. I mean, I would upgrade because it looks better. You'll get more work done faster.
Yeah, and you're not stuck to it if you don't like it.
Are you really? Can you go back?
You can go back.
You can go back. Okay, so there you go. You can go back if you don't like it. I mean, it's that easy.
Yeah.
Now, for somebody like me who really does a whole combination of stuff, like I'm doing gaming on the side, video rendering, like if I'm editing a video or re-encoding it to our standards here at Longmont Public Media, I would probably upgrade. Me personally, I would upgrade because really I take that back. I would upgrade, but I would wait a couple months for all the major bugs to be kind of wrinkled out of the system.
You could say that for anything.
I find myself a late adopter because I really just, in my line of work, like live streaming and making sure things are running properly for cable channels and that sort of thing, I really need things to just work. Like, I can handle bugs. I mean, I'm pretty tech savvy, I guess is the right word, but things just really need to work for me because it just takes time.
Yeah.
If you're running a live show and Windows does something weird because of a bug, it's not fun. You have to, like, if we were running a Windows system right now and a couple of minutes before we went live, something weird happened. I mean, it just sucks. It's stressful. I mean, I can probably get through it, but it's nice if it just works.
Yeah.
And so that's, from my standpoint, I would wait. Like, for somebody that, like a video producer or somebody that can have downtime, but, just wants to keep up with the times and is working, somebody that can have downtime, but not very much, I would upgrade.
Yeah.
After waiting. What about you? I mean, you
personally,
you stream?
It's
time for some self-promotion.
Self-promotion. I've just been messing around with streaming. I haven't really done a proper stream.
Yeah.
It was mostly just me and my friend. My friend just watching the stream and making sure everything goes well.
Yeah.
But personally, since I don't do anything that really requires any critical moments that I need something to work, like I only gaming and then schoolwork, which would be annoying to have bugs, but I don't have a real, like a hard due date, really.
Yeah.
I can get it done
Well, I mean,
the next day if I needed to.
I mean, there is a due date for school.
There's a due date, but it's not like 2 minutes before a stream.
Some wiggle time.
Yeah.
You're not going live. You're not turning it in. I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah, you could.
But
So
from a gaming standpoint, I mean, are the benefits, the enhancements provided by the various, like the GPU stuff we talked about, the Game Pass for PC, would those be worth it for you? Would you upgrade?
yeah, I would upgrade to Windows 11. It's
there you go. If you're a gamer, you
yeah,
should upgrade.
should upgrade. Well,
There's always a but.
if I'm going to upgrade because I find it interesting enough with everything new that's going on with Windows 11 that I might as well upgrade, and I might be sending a lot of feedback to Microsoft.
Are you that kind of guy? Like, every time it crashes, you're like type out a furious report to Microsoft. Yeah.
I've
Cool.
never had Windows crash on me.
Really, you've never had a blue screen?
No.
I'd be interested to see how they changed the blue screen, if they changed it at all.
So it's not the blue screen of death. It's just maybe black.
They could try
The
different
black screen.
color.
They
make it
could.
red.
They can
Extra
make it
scary.
try out
scary.
multiple different colors.
Rainbow. They're probably not going to change it, but it'd be cool to see. Well, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I guess that brings us, to sort of our conclusion here, if it's time. Windows 11 is an I think that pretty much sums it up. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider it a new version of Windows. Like, we're not going from Windows 7 to Windows 10.
Yeah.
Windows 10 is now like a as a service, product as a service kind of thing, where you get a certain amount of upgrades, through time.
Yeah.
And this Windows 11 update is really just that. It's just an update. I think it's kind of overhyped.
Overhyped.
Because there are improvements, yes, but it's just like the like iOS releases for your iPhone,
Yeah.
They call it a new version, but they're just adding features or taking away features. They're just making it a little bit better.
Which isn't bad.
Trying to make it
better.
Trying to make it better, which isn't bad, but it always introduces bugs and that sort of thing. So it's really, I would consider it interesting. If you're somebody that can afford to have some downtime, you can deal with bugs, and you're somebody who works on the computer, or if you're somebody that games, I mean, I would download it because it from what I can tell is just a lot better than the Windows 10.
Windows 10, yeah.
For me, the reason why I like macOS so much is because it's fun to use. I mean, like all of the windows, all of the buttons are just nice looking. And I feel like Windows was that, but with the release of macOS Big Sur and the way really Apple has been influencing and the UI has been getting more modern across a lot of different platforms. I think it's really time for Microsoft to release this. I mean, it's a good time to release this because really they need to catch up, quite frankly. They're getting behind.
Yeah, if it all works, then
Then it works.
it'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. So, Windows 11.
Windows 11, yes.
Windows 11. That's weird to say.
It's not right.
I've been saying Windows 10 for, what was it? How old is Windows?
Wow, Windows 10.
Like 5 years.
I've been
saying Windows
yelling
10
at Windows
for
10.
Yelling at Windows 10.
Yelling at Windows 10.
Yes. So, well, I guess it's a pretty cool conclusion. If you're interested and you're tech savvy, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Losing all your files.
Yeah, we should back them up anyways. See what happens. If you like it, stay with it. We'll definitely be checking it out because this is definitely interesting. And on probably one of the next episodes of TechPad, we should just have like a little section dedicated to
a quick update.
What we think. Speaking of which, the update will be available in Q4 of 2021. So later this year, it'll come out.
This year.
If you guys were wondering about,
there's no precise date.
Yeah, nope, nothing. They did not issue a precise date.
No.
I'll probably tweet out when they do. You'll know when they release it because everybody will be talking about it. But there you go. If you're a gamer, do it. If you're working like a student, do it. But if you're somebody who really depends on your computer, server, video production, that sort of thing, I would wait.
Just wait.
Yeah. So is that what you think?
Yeah. Just wait. It can't hurt really to wait.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank you for watching this episode of the first episode of TechPad. TechPad is a weekly, every Wednesday at 6. It's a weekly show designed to be unscripted, very conversational, laid back conversation. I've said that a couple times.
Yeah. Easygoing.
Easygoing, something you can watch, when you're ready, and hopefully we get to learn a little bit about streaming and all that, and hopefully you get to learn a little bit more about technology. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have ideas, you should tweet me at TheRealJDS, or you should go and email me at jackson.stats@longmontpublicmedia.org to give us your ideas. We'll talk about them. Definitely will. We're hoping to plan some cool stuff, like special guests and that sort of thing. And do you have any updates, Blaze?
I don't contact me.
Don't contact you. Okay. Yeah, I am the media manager, so if you want me to do something, I'll do it. So thank you for watching TechPad, and that concludes today's TechPad Windows 11. I'll see you guys next time, Wednesday at 6. You can find us on all platforms, Channel 8, on publicmedia.org, YouTube, Twitch, all the platforms. So
all of them.
I'll see you in the next TechPad episode.